Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Lush Gardeners. So as you might have seen the title of this video, so my friend happened to send me some succulents which she was not able to take care. She stays quite close by. This is not the succulent, this is just for reference what you are going to be seeing in a while. And here we go, we have the succulents that have been sent in. She said she's not able to handle them anymore because she has a north facing window wherein they don't receive a lot of light. And the leaves were of course falling apart every day. There were at least 5 or 6 leaves falling. So she was so done with them. They started to trail. Now you can see the reason why the north facing window was not a very ideal condition, because she does not receive a lot of light. And the Graptosedum ghostii has stretched completely. You can see compared to my Graptosedum ghostii, and you can see this one. So I said okay, fine, you can just send it. So I am going to quarantine it. I'm going to isolate this because there are some mealybugs on this plant. When she showed me the picture, I definitely wanted to rescue, because I see a lot of opportunity of getting a lot of plants from this. I can take out all of the lower leaves and propagate them and cut off the head, which I will be doing in this video. But you can see what less light can do to a succulent. That's why I always mention give a good amount of light to your succulents, otherwise you will end up with something like this. And this is not how a succulent is supposed to be. Now the reason why the succulent is getting affected with mealybugs, because overall the succulent is not very healthy. A succulent that is not very healthy is susceptible to rot or mealybugs, fungus. So I think the mealybugs are attacking this plant. I did drop a lot of leaves in the box because of course it is not going to stay. So sorry, my battery was out, but I dropped some leaves. So when you touch these, they will immediately start to break. As you can see, this is how they will start to break with a very slight touch itself. Because the succulent is stretching, there is not much strength in the leaves that are attaching to the stem, and hence they start to break. And this is very common with succulents that start to stretch. Eventually these leaves will start to fall on its own. Now what is the best thing that I can do over here? Of course I will have to cut off the upper portion, because that is where it is a little bit more compact. So I will be cutting up the upper portion, and the rest of the stem I'm going to take out all of the leaves one by one. I'll pluck them out, and I am not going to throw this stem out. I will be using it as a propagation, because when I'm going to keep this stem in indirect bright light, we cannot expose it to direct sunlight, otherwise the stem will dry. So when I'm going to keep it in indirect bright light, all of the places where I've taken out the leaves, they will start to give me more pups. So there will be a lot of pups on the stem as in when we start to give a good amount of care to this plant. And those pups, because they will be kept in indirect with a very good intensity of bright light, the pups will start to come out very compact. And once the pups reach to a decent size, I can then detach them from the stem, and that is how the process is going to go on. So let me quickly cut this off. So I will take out few more of the lower leaves, and we will cut the stem. So I think that's about it. And we will cut this portion, because this is the compact area. So we are going to keep this aside. As I said, there are some mealybugs on this plant, so I'm going to quarantine this plant and keep it isolated from my other collection, because I definitely don't want them to spread onto my other succulents which are healthy. Let me keep this aside, but I just wanted to give you a look of how the Graptosedum that is in morning direct sunlight for 5 to 6 hours compared to the succulent that was not getting a lot of light. So I'm just going to keep this aside. I don't want anything to fall into it. So we have 2 of the heads along with us, and the rest of the succulent, maybe some of these leaves will not get propagated because they are not in a very good condition. As you can see, this was the effect of mealybugs attacking the plant, the stem. So the leaves are coming out a little deformed. So we will still anyways take out these leaves and keep them far away from the others, and the healthy leaves we will segregate them. Even these leaves are also not very healthy. They are kind of deformed. They don't have a lot of water. You can see this, but we can't do much. we will take them off. If they survive, they survive. If they don't, it's absolutely okay, because we still have the stem with us, which has a lot of aerial roots as well. So I'm just thinking whether how to plant this. I don't want to cut the stem. You have an option of cutting the stem, but I don't want to cut the stem. I have an option of cutting them into smaller pieces, but I don't want to do that because that's going to take a lot of my space, a lot of pots. So I will have to clean up the stem area. So this is how the stem looks like. We are definitely not throwing the stem because this is going to give us our potential succulents in future. So we are going to keep it aside. Indirect bright light, of course. None of this is going to come in contact with any moisture for at least 3 to 4 days. After that, we will wait for the pups to arrive, the roots to arrive, and then they will be transferred to soil. This one I will just wait for another 2 to 3 days for them to callus, and once that's done, I'm just thinking how to put them into the soil, whether I want to put it like this or whether I want to lay it on the soil, because they do have a lot of aerial roots. So that is something that I'm going to work with. I have a lot of leaves that are going to be our future succulents. So we are going to segregate them. I will be checking each one of them if they have any kind of bugs, any kind of insects on them. I will segregate them and keep them aside. This one as well, I have to let them callus for another 2 or 3 days, wait for the air roots to appear, and then plant them into the soil. I know she's not going to be very happy looking at this, but this was the best that I could do, because even if I'm going to offer it direct sunlight, direct morning sunlight for 5 to 6 hours, there is no way that the succulent is going to retract back into the soil. This is going to stay as it is. They are still going to maintain that gap in between the leaves, which definitely does not give a very good appearance to the succulent. So this was the best that I could do. So let's hope for the best, and definitely I'm going to keep you guys updated as and when things progress ahead. So guys, I hope that you liked this video. If you did, please hit the like button, and if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe, and keep propagating.